Hey, we're back on the water again. Welcome to Stay Home Studios. The purpose of my videos at this time, right here, right now, is to learn how to chill out when things are getting weird. By taking a deep breath in often, I'm finding a way to pump up myself with prana, which is all that energy and oxygen. And when you pummel a human body, or any animal, with a ton of oxygen that they can absorb, if you're going like this, breathing like this, you're almost at the end of life. If you're breathing like this, you're living life. So, to bring yourself back to being calm, you'll be bringing in much more oxygen to your blood than you were before. When you're shallow breathing and in a panic and clenching, you're not letting anything flow. You're living an uptight life and nothing will grow. You need calmness to support your energy like never before. By taking a deep breath in with me, right here, right now, we're getting into some sunshine. Even though there's a little bit of clouds forming right now, but it could add for interesting light. So I'm going for it. Here we go. I should be turning on the God-powered light that's in the sky. Have you ever used it? It helps a lot of things grow. Much better than those indoor lights. Much better. It has a lot of nice electronic frequencies, doesn't it? And here comes some more. Cranking it up just a bit more. As we take the time to align our spine, become the aerials for a good time. When we meditate and then create, remaining flexible to what the weather's doing and creating your life consciously, and then letting it go and let the dance begin with the universe right here, right now. I love taking the time to align my spine one breath at a time when I meditate, and then I create the world that I'm so enjoying. And there's not many people out here. There's one little canoe way over there. You want to have a look? Woo! Yeah. I think they're headed off to load up the boat because the sun is about to go down in a little bit, at least behind the trees. It's getting later in the year, as in to the middle of the turnaround of the sun. We're not quite there on the longest day. We're at the beginning of June. Wow. Miles will come out and enjoy the smoothness. Is there anybody else out there? No. Just me and the fishes and you. By taking a deep breath in, find yourself in a comfortable position as best as you can. Feet planted flat on the floor. Definitely your spine upright. If you have a book, to balance a book on your head. That's always a good tool to make sure that you don't slump. If you got the slump problem, then a book's really a fine way to prevent that from happening. And also connecting your pineal to something's disrupting it. The pineal goes, what's going on? Kind of the same process when you start breathing differently in your body, and your autonomic nerve system has to reboot and figure out what's going on with this extra sun. Hey, well, the clouds just even left. I've pulled it out from the trees by coming far out here. That's the trick of the wizard. To know where the smooth water is and where the sunshine is. And then you have sunshine anyway already in you. We've already got light in us. When I couldn't see for 40 days, well, when I was at the stage where the retina was halfway down, just about ripping the cable. Once it goes past the cable, there is no repairing in our science at this point. So the matrix I was living in was half vision, albeit this one was all distorted and twisted because it got dented from behind through mishap of the operation. And then this one was seeing perfectly fine. Now that's really weird because the whole process of me healing now they're both straightened out. But for some time, my left eye was in like a psychedelic LSD trip, and the other one was trying to recover as a normal eye. Um, all through all through grade 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8, I would draw faces, and a lot of times some of my characters would have a totally messed up one side of the face and the eye included, and then the other side would be perfectly fine. And I also, at the same time, would draw countless shoes with springs on. Hence why I have spring shoes. Probably on the island, there's only probably I only had a friend and he's moved off that I know about that has spring shoes. It's not as popular as it should be because the cement that everybody's walking on is perfect for wheels. You know what I mean? Like wheels. Like all the kind of wheels, like bike wheels, everything roly-poly. That's what we've built the whole society on, roly-poly things. So walking for the human, the feet are always they're just always flat. So these joints off the ankles and everything, well, you know what your ankles look like. They're not getting the movement that they should be. They're always walking on a flat plane. So, and the legs are taking an impact that's really not cushioned by earth, which the human is designed for. Okay, so it's cushioned by some rubber maybe. But how does that feel? Why do you have sore feet at the end of the day? I can put on I have my shoes on at different shows all weekend long. I can do a whole weekend of selling, bouncing around, running to get this and that. Even on grass, which if you ever wore the spring shoes, when you walk on grass, it's kind of like walking on swamp land because you've got the 50% cushion of springs and then you've got whatever a cushion of swamp has, or grass, I should say, and then the two of them together make like swamp walking. And at first you can't, with the shoes I could hardly last for a couple minutes, be exhausted. My batteries would wear out like those little cars that kids use with remote control. They're fine on the hard cement that destroys humans, but great for wheels. And then the wheels hit grass, which is great for humans and not so good for wheels. It bogs down, just like we're bogging down if we're not bouncing around on the cement, asphalt. Wood's better. You can feel the difference, can't you? And then sand's amazing, and dirt's super great, and grass, and even for a change, beach rock where you get a whole, even your feet can get a whole workout. Now, to a certain extent, you don't want to overdo certain modalities of crushed rock. Sometimes it's fun to walk on crushed rock, you know? Hey, it's time for take a deep breath in. The clouds have gone down a little bit, but they might be coming back. It looks like underneath there's some action. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, and I'll take another one. And I'm leading you to a much calmer place because you keep paying attention to your breath, don't you? For some people, I've been told it's kind of their first exposure to the idea, let alone following me to do it. I think I need another one as maybe we can get even more, make some noise this time. That always loosens things up. All right, take a deep breath in through the nose. We're working on our sound after we get our bags full. A bit more. Both bags are full. I like to get all the dirt out of there. Kind of get a good cleaning because a lot of times when we're shallow breathing or just breathing what our normal is, there's a very likelihood that a percentage is just always just sitting in the bottom and you're mostly using the top half, the top 3/4, the top 5/8. Maybe move it up to the 7/8 or an 8/8. And get crazy with having good oxygen all the way in, and then woo! Hey, what about even those corpuscles that are sitting there waiting for new oxygen? They're going, what's with this stank oxygen? What are you in the industrial area of China, or what? Or Sudbury, where they filmed the moon landing? I mean, they, it looks like Mars there, or something like that. I don't know what I'm quoting. Probably my dreams. I live 24/7, so you'll have to understand when you're a wizard, you're living all the time, and you like it. You like being part of the universe in different modalities. You love to be alive. You support the whole system of the universe. It's not a university, which is a couple thousand acres or maybe even one school. It's the whole matrix, the game of life. You never know what kind of game you're playing, but I know what game I'm playing. And it's a lot of fun, because when I was a child, my parents were so busy learning the language in Canada, meeting at a DP camp and coming to Canada, that they only had enough time to let me know, Robert, as long as you're having fun and you're hurting no one, that's perfect for us. So I got to grow up by always having fun and hurting no one. And then, I even added, maybe I can start helping someone. As you get older, you can add things on your own, because you've become the adult of yourself at some point. Hopefully. I don't know what age. Oh, well, you don't have to tell me what age you are, but we all develop a maturity of different levels at different times, depending on the culture we're put in, depending on the trauma we've been exposed to and being exposed to. And these events and these special times create the mind that you are, the mind that I am, that everybody is. Whatever's happening to us is molding us and shaping us, depending on how we're receiving everything. By taking a deep breath in through the nose, mouth closed, tongue lying flat. We'll talk to you next time. It's time for me to vent off a whole bunch of stuff and get a little bit of exercise, and that's about it. I'm glad you stayed till this part. We'll take a deep breath in. It's an important part. Through the nose, mouth closed, tongue lying flat. I love you, and we'll see you next time. It's time to chill right here without a pill. Bye-bye.